What's up guys, it's the Gimped Gamer, and today we're talking about Pokemon Go. So grab your life-size leafy pillow, mash it on your crotch, and enjoy the sweet, sultry sound of my voice. Pokemon Go. It's sweeping the nation in full storm. After less than a week, there are already millions of players, young and old, on their phones trying to level as fast as possible. The new app is both a dilemma and a cultural phenomenon. Employers are telling their employees to wait until they get home, or they'll have plenty of unemployed time to catch them all. DMV offices are posting reminders not to drive and play. People once debilitated to the confines of their own homes, cubicles, and cars are now outside experiencing nature and freaking out the locals, all while relieving their depression, making new friends, and getting accidental exercise. For those of you who haven't played the game yet, like myself, Pokemon Go is an augmented game that works by using your phone's GPS and camera to inject what are called Pokestops and gyms into the real world. A player may be at a bus stop and suddenly find themselves facing a Squirtle or a Meowth, where the player can then capture the Pokemon and earn experience points and other rewards. How do I know all this, you ask? Well, it's quite simple. I've been putting up with non-stop, round-the-clock updates from all of my online friends talking about gyms, Pokestops, and how there was a Pikachu in the trash can. Also, I've been reading articles all day for this video, and seeing as this is such a huge stage in the gaming industry and I am a gaming channel, I've decided that this is too big not to talk about, despite me not having ever played Pokemon. This recent phenomenon is not as new as some of you might think. Back in the 90s, when the game first launched on Game Boy, I remember tons of people playing. In class, on the bus, after school, at the rec center. Everyone but me. Since its initial release, Pokemon has been a self-sustaining fandom with literally billions of fans created over the span of 20 plus years, prompting a slew of fan art, cosplays, and even one person to hold the world's record for the biggest Pokemon collection. Hey, there's duplicates in that photo. That shouldn't count towards the record. However, unlike its early predecessors, Pokemon Go gives gamers several new elements to traditional Pokemon gaming, including face-to-face meetings, as well as the next level in cheating, and real-life risk factors, including finding dead bodies, injury, and robbery, leading one site to create hoaxes that instantly went viral due to the high probability of them coming true. With obesity at an all-time high, it's no surprise that a staggering portion of Americans are out of shape. Even the ones that don't look out of shape complain that they are out of shape. Many people have office jobs and lead sedentary lives, leaving exercise out of their routine in favor of relaxing entertainment. But Pokemon Go has revolutionized both gaming and exercise by incorporating the global map into the game, with millions of dedicated fans that have been playing and collecting Pokemon for years. Yet, with all this effort to get people moving, some people have still found a way to stay inside their homes to play the game. But for those who opt to play the game as intended, there seem to be a mix of interesting effects. As a result of the game's structure, players often find themselves meeting new people and making new friends they never knew they had to begin with. People with depression and social anxiety are reporting an increase in their moods. Exercise and socialization are both known to help keep away anxiety and depression. However, people with these conditions often find it hard to find the motivation to do these activities to begin with. Pokemon Go requires people to go outside in order to interact with the game and rewards them for their efforts without it feeling like a chore. Those suffering from depression and social anxiety have proclaimed this to be a tool that effectively helps them to work up that motivation to go outside, thus letting them meet people with common interests, leading to the alleviation of their symptoms. Many local businesses report an increase in foot traffic. Some are even alerting potential hunters and customers of the locations of their Pokemon. Local attractions are now getting more visitors eager to take in the sights as they hunt for the next rare on their list. Even some local police officers are joining in once they discover the app for themselves. An imager photo went viral after a 40-year-old man posted a story on Reddit about meeting two 20-year-olds in a parking lot at 3 a.m. The strangers told the man there was an onyx to be caught by a nearby truck. The three soon hit it off, they started talking amongst themselves, and they decided to band together, joining the red team. Their activities prompted the police to show after several phone calls and some racial profiling by the neighbors. The three men spent some time convincing the responding officer there was no drug deal going down. The officer then pulled out his own phone and joined the red team as well. But the unnamed men in the imager photo aren't the only ones being profiled by paranoid neighbors that have forgotten life before everyone locked themselves inside to play Halo, Warcraft, and Call of Duty. Omar Akil reports feeling as if his life would be in danger if he continued to play the game as intended after making a few rounds around his own apartment building in search of a Jigglypuff. Mark Kilcup, a pastor in King County, Washington, is asking to opt out of the game because night and day strangers have been going to a community church playground that has been designated as a Pokegym. It seems as though a side effect of playing an app outside is a possibility of people accusing you of being a threat to the community, though some of these concerns are not without warrant. And it's not just the neighbors who are paranoid. Due to its rise in popularity, many police stations like the Duval Police Department are now requesting that people playing Pokemon Go avoid lurking around their local police station. With recent events and the influx of poor police and civilian relations, players like Omar Akil and non-players like Mark Kilcup are not the only ones concerned about safety. Local police forces are left to figure out if that person hanging out around the station is a gamer hitting the gym or someone out to make a hit on the police. I think we could all agree at this point in time, the last thing the public and the gaming community needs is a civilian death involving a spooked police officer and a harmless gamer on their phone, or a crazed shooter pretending to be a harmless gamer to earn the trust of unsuspecting victims. But maybe all these people are justified in their concerns. Police have been asking people to refrain from entering restricted areas for safety reasons. Buildings on federal property are guarded by homemade Pokemon signs, telling people to stay off the premises. In addition to sore legs and feet from walking everywhere, many players have reported injuring themselves as a result of being distracted or wandering carelessly wherever their phones directed them. A 19-year-old girl reported finding a dead body after looking for a Pokestop. Thankfully, no reports have yet been made of people witnessing horrendous crimes in this manner. There are even reports of people bypassing the safety protocol to the game by driving their cars slow enough to trick the app into thinking they were walking. And with players tweeting about almost hitting each other on the road while hunting for Pokemon, it's only a matter of time before the game is at the heart of the next frivolous class action lawsuit as advertised on television. Conspiracy theorists are going crazy over the game's default setting to have full access to your entire Google account and GPS locations at all times. Claims have been made that the app is being used to spy on the everyday routines and private lives of those using the app. There is even talk of a future where the CIA uses unsuspecting gamers to spy on mosques suspected of terrorist activity. But these personal injuries and seemingly over-paranoid outsiders are minor when you consider the potential dangers of playing the game whilst blocking out the real world. Police in O'Fallon, Missouri report that a group of young males used the game's lure feature to literally lure in unsuspecting and potential targets close to their location. The offenders were eventually taken into custody, and the St. Charles County Prosecuting Attorney's Office has announced that it's charging 3 people with robbery in the first degree. Maddie Olson in Bridgewater, Massachusetts was nearly abducted when an unmarked van approached her on the street. She was fortunate enough that she noticed what was happening and ran the moment she heard the door open. Her would-be kidnappers fled the scene and she escaped. However, had her awareness been of those who simply ran into a door or a street sign, the odds may not have been in her favor. With all the hysteria and the unusual places Pokemon appear, there is a flood of new memes and hoaxes hitting the internet. ranging from highway pileups to a murder and ISIS claiming to be responsible for the game's login problems. Cartel Press has been at the heart of many hoaxes since the release of Pokemon Go. And like all hoaxes, the believable combined with reality causes people to fall for some of these hoaxes, especially the one of a teen stabbing his brother over what he thought to be lost Pokemon. And while they are meant to be satirical to point out how easy it is for people to believe false news, the possibility of some of these hoaxes coming to life is not unlikely. You can't ignore all the positivity attached to Pokemon Go. It certainly has its perks, but the hazards cannot be ignored either. It seems Pokemon Go can only grow bigger, with more Pokestops, more Pokemon to capture, and more friends to meet or entice into playing. So I'll end with this message to all my viewers. Please always use common sense and never enter an unsafe or restricted area alone without proper authorization. If something feels wrong, trust that instinct and get yourself to safety as soon as possible. There's plenty of great people to meet through this app, but it has already been shown that there are others who would use this app to cause harm to you. So please, stay safe, aware, and alert while gaming outside. Always inform others of your gaming intentions when entering or occupying property that is not yours. Respect the law and the wishes of others. Never trespass on private property or put your life or the lives of others at risk by driving distracted in order to catch them all. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, be sure to hit that like button so I know to make more content like this. And be sure to sub to my channel for more videos like this. This is the Gimped Gamer, signing out. Peace.